Good morning. Tuesday, June 29th. And a question has come up. Will Donald Trump run again in 2024? The reason I raised that question is because at his rally, the rally in which he started his revenge tour, this rally was held in Ohio, and he intimated during this rally that he might run again in 2024. He also claimed he could win for a third time. He forgets that he lost the second time, or he won't admit that to himself. But he said he is definitely going to go out for revenge against the 10 senators and congressmen who voted for his impeachment. The only senator that's affected by this right now is Lisa Murkowski of Alaska, because she's running for re-election in 2022. But there's something hanging over Trump that may prevent him from running in 2024. In fact, it may prevent him from doing much of anything. And that's what's happening in New York, where the Trump organization, prosecutors in the 2nd District, are investigating Trump for fraud and tax evasion. And those prosecutors have told lawyers for the former president that they must respond by Monday with any last arguments as to why criminal charges should not be brought against Trump and his family business. And that was reported in the Washington Post on Sunday. So, according to the article, Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance and the New York Attorney General Letitia James are considering criminal charges against the Trump Organization as an entity. Now, I guess that's different from picking out specific individuals. They're going after the entire company. And one of the primary people in this organization is Allen Weisselberg, who I believe is the treasurer, the chief financial officer. And he could be charged as early as next week because he and his son received many perks and many benefits that we are not sure that they reported those things on their income taxes. And I'm sure you know that in the history of this country, many criminals, Al Capone, for instance, have been brought to justice not for the physical crimes they committed, but for some form of tax evasion. So it's like you can do a lot of evil things physically and other things, but when it comes to tax evasion, you can get caught and you can get severely punished. So that's what Trump and his organization are looking at right now. I'm sure all of you have heard the many stories about Trump's properties, which were valued differently on different reports, valued much more valuable when applying for a bank loan, but valued much less valuable when filing an income tax returns. Now that's a form of chicanery that I am sure many have done in the past. But it's very difficult to somebody with a high profile like Trump to get away with this kind of stuff for too long. Now, this is not a joke. This may be the first time that Vance's probe brings criminal charges against Trump and his organization. But if they do that, if they bring charges against the Trump organization, that could bankrupt the company because it would be undermining its relationships with banks and other business organizations and other business partners. So this is like Damocles' sword hanging over Trump's head right now. But he doesn't seem to care. And he will probably tell his loyal fans that they're all lies. Everything is a lie. So we'll just wait and see what happens in the next couple of days. If the Trump organization, their lawyers specifically, if their lawyers choose to respond to the 2nd District. The thing about this in my mind is that it's possible that no charges will be brought. But even if no charges are brought, This could affect Trump's return to politics. We all know that he's been shut down by Facebook and Twitter and those organizations. So nobody really knows what's liable to happen. But I suspect that the 2nd District has to come up with something. They've been going at it a very long time, a couple of years at least. And it'll be very strange if they don't bring charges. And the charges are serious. And along with Trump and his family, there's the Weisselbergs and his son, Barry, because of all the gifts and perks that they received from the Trump Organization. And of course, if they fail to file, as I said before, on their tax returns, they will be in deep shit. And of course, we have the Attorney General, Letitia James, doing something on her end. So I would expect that there's going to be something that comes out of this. We can't afford to be wasting all this manpower and come up with nothing. And you know, in any large organization, if the government chooses to dig deeply, they can find something. And maybe it'll just result in some fines or something. But I think this is much, much bigger than that. And of course, if Trump plans to run in 2024, he's got to be fearful of the results of this investigation. Because even if they come out with zilch, the mere fact that he was investigated for this period of time will give many people second thoughts about him running again. But then again, his loyal followers are so loyal that they will overlook all this thing. And they will just believe that it's another big lie, that Donald was being attacked for no reason at all. He was just being attacked because he's Donald. Well, I doubt that. So we'll have to keep an eye on what happens in the 2nd District in New York. And I, for one, am pretty sure that they are going to come up with something. So that's my story for today. Have a good day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.